Welcome to my EdBlock portfolio. So what you're seeing here is the intro page, and I actually have gone back and forth on the picture that I was going to put on this page just because I didn't know whether I should just do a stock picture of something aesthetically pleasing or if I should put myself, but I decided to put myself just so people could see what I look like. I usually am not the person in front of a camera. I'm usually behind it, so it's a little awkward for me to be front and center on the first page of a website. But I did create it, so I guess that is something I will get used to. But so I have my little intro paragraph. It's not really a paragraph yet. I don't necessarily know what I'm supposed to put in it, but this is just the start of it. I do have buttons for almost every single project, and not all of them work yet, but I'm getting there. So the next page is the projects page, and on this page I have some pictures of the field trips that we took. I have my synthesis assignments, all of them, and then the first one that is shown is the one that I think is my best synthesis. I have a picture of the kindergarten classroom that I was in. It does have words on it because I was going to post it on social media, but I decided not to. So I had it saved with the words, and I can't get rid of them now. But I also have all the lesson plans that I did on this page for internship and in class, and then I have the constructive guidance strategies page as well. So kind of going over like the synthesis assignment, I think this one was my best assignment just in terms of how this was the week that the assignment and what I wanted to do with them and like what I was putting in them kind of came together. I really like drawing, but I also love writing, like handwriting. So I did a lot of words for this one, and I kept the drawing short. But I came up with a title that kind of, in 2 words, captured what this synthesis was about. And for that week, I had actually been sitting in a room with my cousin, and we were doing homework together, and I was explaining how I didn't know what else to put on the page, and she's like, why not just sum up this synthesis, which is just, it kind of just stood out to me in a way just because I never really thought of summarizing a summary, basically, if that makes sense. So the thing I came up for that week was inclusion and expression, and that's really what this assignment was talking about. So then I have all the other ones in here as well. Just, I think they're in order, but I'm not too sure on that. What I have down here is this first picture is an information board at the St. Louis Zoo. That was one of the first field trips we took, and it was kind of just to show what more there is at a zoo than just animals, and how there's like tons of information around, and it even has a QR code to take you online to like learn more information. So it was kind of like going along the lines of seeing through like a student or a child's lens, like what else is there like that you can base projects off of or things at a zoo than just looking at animals. And this next picture in the center is of a play slash color slash like reading section for little people at the Audubon Center by the Mississippi River. It's right across the river from Alton, and it was full of books and coloring pages and little chairs and a little table for little people, and it's perfect if you have like a younger class coming who they need something else to do, or if you are visiting with like a family and they have young kids, and it's just perfect so they also get to learn, but at a level that is understandable to them. This next picture in the left is of the Outdoor Education Center. There they had seating. They had like boards where you could put things, and then like a little pathway to it. And then on the other side of that was actually a dock that looked over the river. I think in terms of like floods, that's what it was for, or maybe the river used to be higher. I'm not quite sure, but that was kind of the outdoor part. And then they also had like a shed that was full of things that could be used for outdoor learning. And then this last picture is of the zoo preschool at the St. Louis Zoo. It wasn't in session when we went there, but we were able to see like the inside of the classroom and like kind of the layout and maybe what would go on there. I wish it had been in session so that we could see it in action, but unfortunately I don't think it was because of COVID. So the next page is my written work. So this really just has the papers. We'll have my constructive guidance philosophy, and I am most likely adding a text box with like an inside to it. And then my 3 reflective pieces and my critical analysis assignment. And then I have this picture of the kindergarten class, which I will be changing out. And then I do a lot of babysitting, so here's a picture of, his name's Elijah, and he works, or his dad works on campus, and I've been watching him throughout the semester, and he really wanted to go in the leaf pile and was just playing with his truck in there, and it was so cute, and so I decided to snap a couple of pictures, and this is one of the ones that I got, and he was just really excited to show everybody as they walked by his little truck. And then this picture down here is of a family I babysat for. They were visiting town and had rented out an Airbnb that was on an alpaca farm, and the parents were traveling to a winery that was nearby, or they were going on a wine tour. And so I watched the kids there, and the Airbnb offered rock painting so that each guest could like leave rocks painted, and there were tons around, but the little boy, he played with the rocks and really loved them, and that's what he was doing. And then he also had a sister who is down here in the right corner. You can't see her, but she was sitting at a table that had a fire pit in the center, and it was just really fun. And all my babysitting experiences have really helped me prepare for my internship, and just how I interact with kids and how I have learned to understand them and their feelings, which I think is why in my internship I was able to be so attentive to like the kids' feelings and how they were feeling when they got punished, or if they got called out in class, like what was going on in their heads when they acted out or misbehaved. I know that one of my students, the one I did my child study on, he had a problem sitting down, and so I had to like constantly tell him to like sit down in your seat, like stop throwing crayons, stop touching other people, just to kind of help follow along with what my teacher was kind of doing for him. But I also did like sit with him and pay extra attention to him, just to kind of like help him along in the class because he always seemed lost. And I think that my experiences babysitting have really like helped me like stay aware of like how a child is interacting with other children or how they're interacting with their environment. So yeah, my babysitting this summer and since I was 13 has really helped prepare me for this moment. So here is a page about my internship. In terms of like where I interned at Grilson Brown Elementary School. They're located about 15 minutes away. They're next to the Casey's. I don't know if everyone has probably driven the back roads or through Clifton Terrace, and it's kind of on the way into town. So I found the mission statement of the Alton School District. I couldn't find one on just Gilson Brown, but the mission of the Alton School District is to prepare their students with college, career, and citizenship skills through a safe and progressive learning environment. And then I was able to find the Board of Education goals for the 2018-2019 school year. I'm not quite sure how often they update their website, but that is the last one I was able to find. So the first thing that stood out to me about this was the second point. The district, using Title II funding, will strive to keep low class sizes within board targets. And it kind of just made me wonder, what is a low class size? Because my kindergarten class was 25 students, and I don't think I have ever met a class that big in such a younger child's setting. So my kindergarten class when I was in school, I think, was 15 students max. And they didn't really go much above that. But to have 25, or like I think Hannah mentioned, she had 23 at the same school, like all of these class sizes are really big. And so I'm kind of wondering what a low class size looks like to the board. And then so I found a little blurb on the school and how it enrolls 290 students in grades 1 through 12. They actually only go to first grade, so it's pre-K to first grade, and so they used to be up to 5th grade, but they do not have the 5th grade, 4th grade, 3rd grade, or 2nd grade anymore. But they do still have the pre-K through first, and so they do enroll a lot of students. And then there's some more information, and I put a reference for where I got this information, so the 2 websites, and then I will most likely be putting these videos on that. And then last but not least, I do have a contact page. I have this lovely picture of me, another self-timer photo, and then I have like a little blurb about what I do, what I major in, and when I started working with kids and like something that I'm really passionate about, which is helping students realize their potential. I think it's really important that they do that at a young age, because I know as I got older, I kind of felt set back or left behind because teachers only cared about the people who succeeded, not the people who failed. And so I think helping students realize that every single one of them has some sort of potential in some subject is super important. And then I have my resume on here, and then the address and my phone number and email. And then my resume one actually does work, I think. It does work. So it's right here. So yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, thank you.